dream I know, deep up my feelings for you.
Welcome back once again to my wonderful channel, Reality Latest GC, home of news and politics. Thank you so much for joining us on today's wonderful news. The headlines: my Pudi Accountant General of Edo State don't come out con assure the Asset Verification Committee that was set up by Okpebholo to probe Governor Obaseki of utmost sincerity. My people will be small while out. But guys, for our comments fully, I would like to welcome those that are joining us on today's wonderful news for the first time. You guys are highly welcome. Kindly subscribe, like, comment, share, but don't forget to turn notification bell to get notified whenever we drop our video. To all our returning subscribers and viewers, thank you so much for joining us. My people, the 15-man Edo State Asset Verification Committee probing the administration of Governor Obaseki has asked the Accountant General of Edo State, Julius Anelu, to open up to the committee so as to make the job less cumbersome for them. So now, my people, the Accountant General of Edo State will come out and assure the committee of utmost sincerity. The chairman of the committee, Dr. Ernest Afolabi, told the Accountant General of Edo State, Julius Anelu, that his full cooperation with committee has become imperative, bearing in mind that over 50% of the committee's work resolve around the office of the Accountant General. So according to the chairman of the committee, Ernest Afolabi, he said what the committee is looking for resolve around their office as the Accountant General of Edo State and the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, because they are talking about the financial transaction of Edo State and reports that emanated from all the transactions. So the committee want to know the financial report of budget appropriation, implementation and performance from 2017 to date, the assets acquired by Edo State government, projects executed, and those ongoing projects. So now, my people, the chairman of the committee said by Okpebholo say waiting they want from the Accountant General are the details report of those assets acquired by the state government and projects such as the Giligili Seaport, Edo State Museum, Modular Refinery, Thermal Power Plant, Obasanjo Hospital, among other projects. They also want to know the state indebtedness in form of loan and subventions, both internal and external refund, and subcharges from the Federation account and other agencies, especially those connected with the education, healthcare, and agriculture. The committee said by Okpebholo ended, they went ahead to ask the Accountant General of Edo State, Julius Anelu, to make available all the memorandum of understanding agreement documents involving the state government and the other external or internal body, whether they are government agency or non-governmental agency, that they want the memorandum of agreement documents. I put up this small while. So the committee also wants the Accountant General to present to them all documents relating to payments made in all the projects executed from 2017 to date, whether completed, ongoing, or abandoned, as well as all the contracts that entered into Edo State and all properties acquired and paid for or indebted to by the state government. The committee chairman, Ernest Afolabi, complained bitterly. Hey, my people, this committee, TOFO, they complain bitterly about the uncompromising attitude of the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Roads and Bridges, who they said refused to respond to the committee invitation. So replying to the committee inquiries, the Accountant General of Edo State, Julius Anelu, don't go assure the committee and say they ready to comply with the committee's demand that is going to make available all relevant documents, including payment voucher, in respect of all transactions that was carried out by his office. According to him, he said as a civil servant, he have no reason to disobey the committee, that it is his duty to let the committee know all financial transactions of Edo State during the period under his purview as the Accountant General of Edo State. So he told the committee that some of the transactions were also done through the office of the secretary to the state government, but he admitted that all payments passed through his office, and he suggested that he would have advised them that a subcommittee should be constituted by the committee to cover the areas where the main committee might feel not necessary to check or look at. That this would also reduce the workload of the main committee as well as the fast track or increase the speed of the committee. On the asset and liability of Edo State, the Accountant General of Edo State, Julius Anelu, told the committee that was set up by Okpebholo that soon after receiving the committee invitation, he informed all departments involved in financial transactions to get their documents ready for the committee, assuring that his office was ready to avail the committee right from time, with all the necessary information about the financial transaction that was carried out through his office as the Accountant General of Edo State on the budget implementation and performance since 2017 to date. The Accountant General of Edo State, Julius Anelu, said the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, will be around to explain the day some of the budgets were performed. So while explaining the mode of contract execution and method of payment, the Accountant General told the committee that most of the payments are made through the commercial bank, that's surety the contractors, and finance their project, adding that most of the state contractors use the first bank through which their payment is also made. So he told the committee that his office has written to all the banks the state had transaction with to furnish his office with their statement of account to enable him furnish the committee, because he no one carry last. He said not only himself now he has to defend himself, because most of the transactions were carried out through his office, and the one that was carried out through his office, that he's going to present all documents. The Accountant General also told the committee that the state external loan as at November 11, 2024 amounted to 282 billion, while the internal loan is over 1 trillion naira. My this amount, according to what Julius Anelu is saying, was brought about as a result of the depreciation of the value of the naira. Some people, Julius, the Accountant General of Edo State, talk say, as at that time the loan were taken, that the value of the naira was not as low as what they have today. So he informed the committee that through their investigation, they will discover that most of these loans were channeled directly to the agency for which they were secured. So the state head of services, Dr. Anthony Osas Okunwa, who also appeared before the verification committee, immediately apologized to the members. Soon after, he was informed that the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Works was being rude to the committee for refusing to respond to the invitation of the committee. My people don't be so all out. So right now, my people, the head of service don't go assure the committee, say he's going to reach out to him for him to respond to the committee's someone. He also told the committee that his office is involved in human capital development, in which he assured to furnish the committee with all necessary documents anytime he is asked to do so. When asked to explain the mode of recruitment by his office and the Civil Service Commission and the conversion of political appointees to civil servants overnight, my people, the head of service can explain, say the conversion of political appointees came as a result of the vacancies that existed at the senior level of the civil service, and the Civil Service Commission had to act to fill those vacancies with the qualified appointee, which was within the civil service rule. So the Auditor General of the state, Obaseki Henry, also appeared before the verification committee to explain to them that internal auditor office was established to avoid a situation whereby the Accountant General office was auditing himself. So according to the Auditor General, he said their duty is directly involved in the auditing of the financial transaction in Edo State, and they also involved in the inspection of executed projects in which payments are made. So on procurement, he said he could be economically with the truth if he said there is no infringement on his office by the procurement handlers in Edo State. So he named the Ministry of Road and Bridges and Agriculture as most offender. The Local Government Service Commission Secretary, Mr. Urubeme, who also appeared before the verification committee, told them that the local government doesn't enjoy any monetary transaction except the 1% allocated directly to the staff training at Bakumo and the staff salary, while the primary school teachers are paid directly by Superb. So the Permanent Secretary Ministry of the Budget and Economic Planning, Mr. Isehere, told the committee that monitoring of the budget performance is directly under the Accountant General Office. Now, once the budget is signed, every implementation goes to the Office of the Accountant General, where they oversees the implementation and performance. So right now, my people, the Auditor General of the local government, Mr. Oyewole, admitted that he is aware of all monthly allocation to each local government, but he has no power to argue or utter anything in it. He explained that the breakdown of total deduction is always reflected and made available, and that the accuracy of the primary school teacher salary recorded as being handled by SUPEB is not available to his office. So the committee continued their sitting on Monday. They said they go stop what they get what they did fine. So my people like me gonna chook mouth for this matter. Me gonna tell me what I feel, what I think about this matter in our comment section. Once again, thank you so much for staying to here.